I think we're going to get started, and thank you all for being here today on this brisk winter morning or late fall morning. My name is Frank Klipsch. I'm the mayor here in Davenport, and we're delighted to welcome you here to the Figge Art Museum, good community central area. I just want to introduce the people here with me. We'll introduce one of the individuals when she actually comes up to speak. But Mayor Reggie Freeman, who's the mayor of East Moline, Mayor Mike Tomes, who's the mayor of Rock Island, and then behind me we have our Mayor Pro Tem, Jason Gordon from the Davenport City Council, member again of our City Council, also Mike Matson, and then our other guest that we'll be introducing in just a moment. I also want to do a shout out to General Gamble, who's here from the Rock Island Arsenal, supporting us as mayors here in the community, which is the importance of the Arsenal as part of our overall community. So thank you, General, for being here as well. Yeah, there we go. Nice round of applause. Thank you. And thanks to all of my colleagues that are here today. We have one other mayor in flight who hasn't gotten back yet, and one who had to get back, who's one of Mayor Gallagher's an attorney, and had to be back in the court this afternoon. So all of us are very, very supportive of this initiative. The Elizabeth Dole Foundation is the preeminent organization empowering, supporting, and honoring our nation's $5.5 million military caregivers. The spouses, parents, family members, and friends who are for the America's wounded, ill, or injured veterans at home. We think about that. We always recognize our veterans, but think about the impact that those families have, those that you don't hear about, hence the hidden heroes. It was founded by Senator Dole in 2002. The foundation adopts a comprehensive approach to its support and advocacy with working with leaders in the public, private, nonprofit, and faith communities to recognize military caregivers' service and promote their well-being. There's a lot of pressure on those families, and we want to make sure that we understand that and we find ways of being supportive. The Hidden Heroes campaign, which is an initiative of the foundation, brings vital attention to the untold stories of military caregivers and provides a safe, secure place where caregivers can meet, access carefully vetted resources, and hiddenheroes.org. Another aspect of the Hidden Heroes Cities campaign is an effort to galvanize local leaders across the United States to identify military caregivers in their communities and their local resources to support them. To date, more than 100 cities, from San Antonio to New York, from Washington, D.C. to San Antonio, have signed on. You think about, again, we know the importance of the sacrifice that our military has made, but also we need to understand the support that our families are giving in support of those veterans who have served. So with that, I want to turn over the dais, the microphone, to Mayor Reggie Freeman, who will give us the next phase of our presentation.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon. Please welcome Trish Simster. Trish is a military caregiver from the outside of Davenport who represents the state of Iowa and as a Dole Caregiver Fellow. She is a registered nurse and works in the nursing home. Trish was first in the nation to complete the VA Caregivers Program and is the first EDF Fellow from the state of Iowa. She will briefly describe her life as a caregiver for her husband of 22 years, Michael. Trish, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for including me in this special conference today. My name is Trish Semister, and I represent military and veteran caregivers in the state of Iowa as a Dole Caregiver Fellow alumni. I'm honored to be here this afternoon on behalf of the Elizabeth Dole Foundation and Hidden Heroes. I would like to thank all 5 Quad City mayors for joining together to pledge support for military and veteran caregivers in our community by signing on as Hidden Heroes cities. I can't tell you how much this means to me and all the caregivers in our communities. Although our stories are different, many of our experiences and challenges are very similar. For me, I became a military caregiver on August 25th, 2005. On that day, my husband Michael was involved in a motor vehicle accident on Fort Carson in Colorado. My husband was a career non-commissioned officer in the Judge Advocate General Corps. He left his office that day and didn't even reach a block down the road when our lives were changed forever. Due to the extent of his injuries, his military career was over and our life as a military family was shattered. He was medically boarded out of the Army and is now United States Army retired. We sold our home in Colorado and relocated to my husband's hometown of Muscatine. We are both originally from this area, and we knew that this was where our family would receive the support that we needed. Today affirms that we made the right decision, that this community supports veterans and those who care for them. Senator Elizabeth Dole shares a similar story. When her husband, Bob Dole, was admitted to the Walter Reed Army Medical Center for 11 months in 2011, she experienced firsthand the tremendous challenges facing the loved ones caring for our nation's wounded, ill, and injured warriors. This experience inspired her to establish the Elizabeth Dole Foundation and commissioned the RAND Corporation to conduct the first national comprehensive evidence-based study of military and veteran caregivers. The research had revealed that there are 5.5 million of us in the United States. These are spouses, parents, family members, and families that drop everything to care for their wounded warrior, service member, or veteran at home. In most cases, these caregivers begin their journey in total isolation without any support whatsoever. At the Foundation and through our recently launched Hidden Heroes campaign, our goal is to shine a bright light to our nation's military caregivers by empowering them, honoring them, and providing them with the resources and support that they need and deserve. And today, I feel so fortunate that my community is joining the Foundation along with 110 other Hidden Hero cities across the nation in this important initiative. On behalf of every Hidden Heroes in the Quad City area, thank you so much for your support and recognition.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Matson. I'm the current commander of the American Legion in Davenport. I want to say thanks to the mayors, the community, the Quad Cities. As we know, the Quad Cities has over 20,000 veterans residing here. The caregivers, the veterans organizations, the legions, the Vietnam Veterans of America, Korean War veterans, the VFWs all come together all the time to work and support and see how they can help military families. As a military family and a four-generation family, my father was in World War I and was serviced by the VA and died at the VA. My father here is a Korean War veteran, I was a 20-year veteran, and my son's in the Army currently as an officer at Fort Gordon. We've been around a lot of places, but the Quad Cities, in my opinion, is got to be one of the best supporting communities in the world for military organizations and military families. And thanks to the leadership of the mayors, Mayor Klipsch, and all the mayors, Mayor Tom and Mayor Freedom, and Mayor Gallagher, the leadership that they provide and the work with the officers and the NCOs at the Rock Island Arsenal to make this such a welcoming community for veterans and military families is unheralded. Just 2 years ago, GI Magazine recognized Davenport and the Quad Cities as one of the top 10 military support communities in the nation. There's a reason for that, because the veteran organizations, the communities, the military people, the families all come together and work so that they can support each other. And now, with the wonderful organization of Hidden Heroes, it's about time we actually formally recognize the people that take care of the people that defend our freedom. So on behalf of the veteran organizations here in the Quad Cities and around the world, I stand fully supporting behind the Hidden Heroes with my veteran friends organizations and the mayors to draw attention and to say thank you and great job and congratulations.
So let me read to you the proclamation that was read and signed by all the mayors here in the Quad Cities, the 5 of us. Whereas the series of wars in which our nation has been engaged over time since World War II has resulted in 5.5 million military and veteran caregivers who are parents, spouses, siblings, and friends, caring for those wounded, ill, or injured who have served our nation, as documented by the 2014 RAND study commissioned by Elizabeth Dole Foundation. And whereas the daily task of these military and veterans caregivers can include bathing, feeding, dressing, and caring for the gracious injuries and wounded warriors, administering medicines, providing emotional support, caring for the family and the home, and working from outside the home to earn essential income. And whereas the nation provides multifaceted support to our wounded, ill and injured veterans and service members through public, private, and philanthropic resources, but their caregivers receive little support or acknowledgement. And whereas most military and veteran caregivers consider the challenging work they do as simple carrying out their civic and patriotic duty, without realizing they are, in fact, caregivers and do not identify themselves as such. And whereas an alarming number of military and veteran caregivers, according to research, are suffering numerous debilitating mental, physical, and emotional effects as a result in their caregiving duties. And whereas the Quad City region desires to recognize and support those who serve these vital roles in our community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the mayors of Rock Island, Davenport, Moline, East Moline, and Bettendorf, along with the members of our city council members, proclaim the Quad City region becomes Hidden Heroes community. Let me also read some comments about Senator Elizabeth Dole. Senator Elizabeth Dole said, "I have dedicated my life to empowering our nation's 5.5 million military caregivers because I've seen firsthand the tremendous impact they make in the lives of our veterans each and every day. Together with the Davenport, Bettendorf, Rock Island, Moline, and East Moline, we are working towards an American where military caregivers are empowered, appreciated, and recognized for their service to the nation. That begins by encouraging our caregivers to raise their hands and become part of our Hidden Heroes community. And it's our way of partnership with the Quad City region is so important. Thank you all for coming and supporting the military members and their caregivers by raising awareness in this initiative."
Again, we want to thank you all for being here. Again, thank you, General Gamble, my mayoral colleagues, City Council. Thank you, Trish, for your comments as well. More importantly, I think it's important to understand that when we send off our men and women into harm's way and they come back, they are, of course, affected, but the families are part of that same challenge. And we're here to say that those hidden heroes are important to us, and we want to be part of a support network that not only helps the veterans, but the families and the people that support them. So with that, thank you all very much, and thank you all for being here, and let's be part of that network that supports our hidden heroes. Thank you all very much.